everyone. So today is Sunday, April 26th, and it's a nice, beautiful day outside and sun shining. And I wanted to talk about the introduction to polygons. So we're going to start some geometry now. And I have made up a board here that talks about what a polygon is. Okay? So a polygons are a plain, flat figure. They're formed by 3 or more lines. Okay? And then there's a difference between a regular polygon and a regular polygon and then typical polygons, okay? Now a regular polygon has 3 equal sides and 3 equal angles. So just remember, regular polygons, 3 equal sides and 3 equal angles, okay? And polygons, they are plain, flat figures formed by 3 or more lines. So what do we mean by that? Okay, well, we're going to take a look at this chart of map right here, and it's going to show us 5 different types of polygons. Okay, so the first type right here is called a triangle. So everyone pretty much knows what a triangle is. It's a polygon with 3 lines. Now, you can have a triangle that kind of sits normal, okay, and it points up. You can have an upside down triangle, and then you can have a sidewards triangle. Now, not all triangles are the same length, okay? So after we learn about triangles and triangles and other polygons, then we're going to start looking into what types of different triangles we have. But that will come later, okay? So a triangle is a polygon with 3 lines. Next, we're going to look at the square. Now, I call it a perfect square, okay, because a true perfect square is a regular polygon with 4 equal sides, 2 pairs of parallel sides, and then 4 right angles. So here's an example of a perfect square. It says that it has 4 equal sides. So if this square has 3 feet on this side, then every other side has to be the same, okay? Now, what does it mean if it says there's 2 pairs of parallel sides? If you remember what a parallel line is, parallel lines can never touch, okay? They can run that way, they can run down, but they will never touch, okay? They can even run at an angle. So here is your first. There's your first set of parallel lines right there. Okay, that's 1 pair of parallel lines. Your second pair is going to be this one. So that makes 2 pairs of parallel sides, okay? They will never touch. They can just keep going, but they will never touch. Okay? We're going to look at the rectangle. Now, a rectangle is a 4-sided polygon with 2 pairs of parallel sides, and they have 4 right angles. The opposite sides have to have they need to be equal lengths, okay? Now, we have 4 sides here. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, we also have 2 pairs of parallel sides. So, if you would keep extending right here, there's 1 pair of parallel lines, okay? The other one, there's your second pair of parallel lines. So one's going this way, one's going that way. So they are 2 pairs of parallel lines. Okay, now, what is a right angle? If you remember what a right angle is, it is 90 degrees. Right? So there is 1 right angle. There's 2, 3, and 4. So we have 4 right angles. Now it says the opposite sides have equal lengths. So what that means is if this side over here is the length, okay, this length over here, opposite of it, is the same measurement, okay? Then you go over here, and these 2 sides, this is the width, okay? And the width on this side is 4 feet. The width on this side is 4 feet, okay? So remember, if it's equal, if this was like this, it could look like a square, but what if I said that this side is 1.1 millimeters and this side was 1.2 millimeters? Would that be a square or would that be a rectangle? Well, hopefully you said that would be a rectangle because they are not the same on all four sides. This side is 1.1 millimeter, this side is 1.2 millimeter, so they're not the same. So that makes this a rectangle, even though it may look like a square. Now, you could have rectangles that are laying on its side like this, or they can be standing upright like this. They could change different directions, and it's fine. So here is one pair of parallel sides right here. Now the length on these, 5 feet on each side, because remember the opposite side is the same. And here's the width, and both, that's another pair of parallel lines, and each side is 3 feet. Okay, here comes our fourth and fifth polygons. Now, we have next the parallelogram. Well, the parallelogram is a four-sided polygon with two pairs of parallel sides, okay? And the opposite sides are equal and the opposite angles are equal. So here's a figure right here of a parallelogram. It kind of looks like a lazy rectangle laying on its side, okay? And where it says two pairs of parallel sides, well, what do you think? Here is one pair of parallel sides. It's going that way. That's one pair. The other pair is, now they're going at an angle, but if it's a true parallelogram, that pair will never touch either. It just keeps going on. So there's your two pair of parallel sides. Now the opposite sides are equal. Well, here you go, opposite sides, 12 feet on each side for the length, okay? Oh, if you go this way for the width, it is opposite sides are equal, 5 feet on each side. And then the opposite angles are equal. So here's one angle, here's another angle. There you go with your angles. And so they are exactly the same, okay? So that is the parallelogram, okay? Lastly, we have the trapezoid. I love the trapezoid. It's a very interesting polygon. A trapezoid is a four-sided polygon with one pair of parallel sides called bases. And then all four sides can have different lengths. They can, okay? So let's look at this first figure right here. Now this is my typical trapezoid that I usually see, but of course, like I said, you could have something that is different lengths, okay, on a trapezoid. But on this one, remember this is a base, this upper part, and I'm gonna call it base 1, okay? Then down here, we have a base of 30 inches, okay? I'm gonna call that base 2. And I'll explain this further down the line when we do the perimeter and we do the area of this trapezoid figure, okay? But just for now, just remember, usually the top is the base 1, usually the bottom is base 2, okay? Now, it says that it has only one pair of parallel sides. When you look at this, why is that true? We'll try this out and see which side is the one that's a parallel side. Well, if you said this side right here, going out like this, right here would be your one pair of parallel sides on a trapezoid. Now, why? Well, if you extended this way and you extended this way, that would be getting further apart. But the problem is at the top of it. When you start going like this, and you start going like this, it's going to, sometime at some point, it's going to cross. That's not a true parallel sides, okay? So trapezoid only has one pair of parallel sides. And remember, those sides are called the bases, okay? Now, this one, we have two sides that are the same length, okay? And then the other sides are different. Now, according to this one, we could actually have this upside down. We could draw it upside down, and we could still name this base 1, base 2, okay? It's fine, we can do that. Let's look at the second diagram here, okay? We have a trapezoid that is all different lengths, okay? But I'm still going to call this base 1, and I'm going to call this base 2, okay? And how many pairs of parallel sides can you find on this trapezoid? Well, you can still find one pair. Look at this. It's going out, and it's going out. It's going to go that way, and it's going to go that way. That is your one pair again, because base 1 and base 2 are parallel to each other. If you had this, it's going to run into each other. Okay, so only one pair. Here's another one right here. This one has all different lengths, and of course it has one pair of parallel sides. Okay, so that is your introduction to polygons. And I'll see you next time when we talk about perimeters.